So what I have been telling is, so in case studies, though the cases appear different, the options are similar. How to prepare them? This one. So look at this, 125 marks. What you have to do, you have to keep some every day 1 hour or 2 hours and think about this reading practice. So this is very important, guys. Reading practice of the questions is very, very important. Otherwise, syllabus will not be completed. Syllabus in the sense you will not be able to answer. So what is your answer writing practice in ethics with case studies? To get 125 marks here, you have to do this first. Please mute yourself. There is some noise. Right. So what is the framework, guys? For this 125 questions are similar. So understand the question quickly. For understanding the question, I said you to do some exercise. Now, those who are writing mains, I have spoken to you personally. So what I asked you, for the next 1 week, you have to dedicate 1 hour for ethics, 1 hour for essay writing. What you have to do in this 1 hour? In this 1 hour, what you have to read is read previous year questions and understand the previous year questions. No need to answer, read, so that increase the speed. So the moment you see question paper, you should be able to understand the question within less than 1 minute, and the next 14 minutes you should be able to answer. How we will answer? In this way. The questions are similar, you should have some set of answers ready, then directly link it with this. That is the second thing that you have to have. So reading and preparing the framework. Don't go in depth. Whatever is important, throw a light on it. So this is the first thing that I wanted to tell. Second thing is how to approach the case studies, the similarity in the cases, because the length of the question paper is increasing. The third aspect that I wanted to tell you is, for ethics, something is really important, guys, which will be also useful for your essay writing and some general studies answers also. What are the things? Ethics, always be ready. I said, for any general studies paper, subject specific words are important. Subject specific words. Whatever they ask, you should be continuously using them in your answers. Continuously using. Without these words, if you are writing the ethics, it won't be good. Subject specific words are important. Now the question is, sir, where do I get this subject specific words? Rest answer is from your syllabus you will get it. Look at this syllabus. If they ask something related to public servants, values, right? You should always write from here. What is this? Integrity should be there, impartiality, non-partisanship, objectivity, dedication to public service, empathy, tolerance and compassion towards, emotional intelligence should be there for them. They should get guided by the moral thinkers, social reformers, political philosophers. Then they should be abide by the rules, they should be abide by the ethics, they should be abide by good governance values, accountability. So these are the things. Ethical issues in international relations and funding, corporate governance has to be good. So these are the things that you have to rigorously use it and answer writing. Attitude is the term that you have to use. Moral political attitudes, relationship, thoughts, behavior, social influence, persuasion. Every word in syllabus acts as subject specific words. Every word acts as subject specific words. And then from previous year questions, you'll get subject specific words. How? Let me throw a light on this. Now have a look. I have segregated the previous year questions. One of our students have done. Her name is Rukmini, who has done this. Now look here. Ethics. These are the previous year questions which I have consolidated depending upon the topic. If they ask why ethics is important, ethics contributes to social and human well-being. Where they have given in previous year questions from 2014 to 2022. If you are going through that, you will find this. Ethics contributes to social and human well-being, right? So whenever this is first topic of the syllabus, ethics and human interface, essence. What is the essence of ethics? These are the ethics. Essence, 10 essence. From where? Previous year questions. Essence of ethics, directly they have given. It will enhance comprehensive national power, such as human capital. Soft power is going to build. Social harmony is going to build. Values, socio-ethical values. Crisis of ethical values in modern times is narrow perception of good life without commonly shared and widely entrenched moral values. Look at the terms, widely entrenched moral values. We don't like these type of things. So these type of subject specific words has to be present. Widely entrenched moral values. Moral values should be there, and they are adding some adjective here that is known as widely entrenched. So that is the thing. The current internet expansion has still, so these are the things. So just go through it. I will be sharing it in the description box below the YouTube channel. So you can have it, and I will also share it in the civil services group that we have. So look at this. This is very important. Subject specific words. Don't look for subjective specific words beyond previous year questions and beyond your syllabus. So subject specific words, syllabus. Second thing is previous year questions. That is the reason you should have question papers from 2014 to 2022. And every day 1 hour you have to dedicate for ethics to go through it. You should always constantly go, constantly think. This is the second thing that you should have. Subject specific words. The next thing that is very important in ethics is some quotations. For every topic you should have some quotation. If it is about corporate governance, Henry Ford has said one beautiful thing: business which focuses only on profits is not at all a business model. It is going to fail. So that is Henry Ford. If you are speaking about pollution, Indira Gandhi's quotation, like poverty is the prime polluter, right? Or go with Mahatma Gandhi's statement, poverty is the worst form of violence. If you are speaking in the terms of poverty, attitude, go with Winston Churchill's, right? Attitude is the thing which decides altitude in our life. Emotional intelligence. With intelligence, everyone can become civil servant, but with emotional intelligence, civil servants become best civil servants. Everyone can become servants, but best are those who have emotional intelligence. Like this, there should be some quotations ready. Now, why I say these quotations are important? Ethics, substantiations comes from quotations, substantiations comes from the so-called moral thinkers. So quotations, prepare it. From where you will get the quotations? The question is from where you will get this. No need to go and search in Google. Again, in the previous year questions, they have given. How? Let me show you. In 2022, I have just opened 2022 paper, right? Look at the syllabus or questions that they asked in 2022. Every year, UPSC asks certain quotations. 3 quotations they will definitely ask. Which means for 30 marks, they are going to ask. So last 7 years or 8 years, the question papers have been there. So for 8 years, you will get 24 quotations. Remember that, along with the person who has said it. So for example, if a country has to be corruption free and become free, if it has to be corruption free and become a nation of beautiful minds, I strongly feel that there are 3 key social elements who make the difference. They are the father, the mother, and the teacher, said by APJ Abdul Kalam. Look at this. This can be reiterated at any place whenever you are writing about how ethics can be built up in case, how you can make good governance, or what is the role of teachers, social institutions in building up of personalities of human beings. You have to write this. So these type of things, at any cost, you have to prepare beforehand. This is your preparation for ethics. There has to be certain 25 to 30 key quotations. You have to reproduce it. So the second aspect that you have to prepare when you are preparing for ethics is quotations from previous year questions. Make sure that at least you remember some 30 quotations. Now, what if you don't remember the exact things? At least go beyond this, and whatever you feel is good. There will be some people who will be reading some quotations and who will be writing them. There will be some good quotations that you like. So collect that quotations and use them. Now, why these quotations are going to be helpful? They are going to be helpful for you in essay writing and in some general studies papers. You can reiterate them. So that should be the way in which you have to collect. So ethics answer writing of case studies. I said the second thing is what is most important in ethics. Subject specific words, where it will come, you should know the syllabus. Second thing is previous year questions. Have syllabus paper with you. Have previous year questions with you. Go through it at least 1 hour a day for the next 40 days. Please dedicate it to the ethics. And quotations has to be ready, and you have to reiterate them, go through it again and again. Whether they ask in the question paper or not, you will come and bring it and you will place it. All right. So that is the way in which ethics answers can be built up. The third thing, as far as case studies is required, is framework for answer writing. Framework. Always be ready with a particular framework. What is a framework for case study? Whatever the case study that they are asking, always write your case study in this format. After reading the case, I said already, you know what are the questions that they are going to ask, not more than 5 questions. After reading the case, the first paragraph has to be a quick description of the case. Give quick details of the case. How? After reading, whatever you understand, give it in 2 sentences or 3 sentences. This I call it as precise writing. There is one thing in English, precise writing. Read the comprehension and write it in precise. So quick details of the case. The second one is stakeholders who are involved in this. Stakeholders who are involved in this. So represent them in a pictorial manner. So one is, you will be always a stakeholder. Public will be the stakeholder. Your company will be the stakeholder. Government laws will be the stakeholder. Civic society will be the stakeholder. Civic society or common citizens will be the stakeholders. So like this, depending upon the question, write exactly who are the stakeholders. You, your boss, your company, public. So again, be prepared. There will not be more than 6 stakeholders or 7 stakeholders in any case. So the moment you look at the question, these 2 things has to be completed within less than 45 seconds. That should be the way. Right? You will read 1 minute or 1.5 minutes the question, understand it, directly write some brief introduction, precise writing about the case. Okay, in this case, so and so is being discussed. The stakeholders who are involved, stakeholders, write it, and then directly go to the question. First question, what are the options that are available? So address them. Second thing is critically evaluate each option. They are giving one thing called critically evaluate. What do you mean by critically evaluate? Look at both sides of the options. So there will be, for every case study, for every option that you are choosing, there will be positives and negatives. You have to address them together. So what are the positives in this case? What are the negatives in this case? That you may call it as pros and cons. Right? So critically, whenever you are addressing this question, critically evaluate, take one option and say what are the pros, what are the cons. And pros and cons should be with respect to dimensions of ethics. Say for example, truth always triumphs, if this is the question, and they are asking critically evaluate this statement or options which are available. Yes, truth always triumphs. True. What are the pros of it? So how you will write? As per deontological approach. Why? You have to bring subject specific words. As per deontological approach, one has to follow their duty. Hence, irrespective of the circumstances, they have to speak truth. Second one, as per right based approach. Right to facts is the fundamental right of every citizen. Hence, everyone has to speak truth. However, on the negative side, whenever we are speaking truth, there might be some circumstances which will cause some trouble. At that circumstances, based on the situation, we can go with telling lies. For example, as per consequentialism, look at the consequences, consequentialism theory of ethics. Based on the consequences, we can determine our actions. So tell that. Second one, as per utilitarianism, maximum good for the maximum number of people. If the false is creating maximum good, so go and tell it. So like this. So whenever you are writing positives and negatives, always ethics is subjective topic. Subjective means there will be positives and negatives. Where you will get it? Dimensions of ethics. So that is the reason dimensions of ethics is very important. I will tell you what are the various dimensions when I take the particular subject very quickly, right? So tomorrow or day after tomorrow I will deal it. So critically evaluate how should be your structure. Pros and cons you have to write. So what is the structure, guys? First, A precise writing about the case. The second one is stakeholders. Always write it. Time ledu nen rayanu ani anukokandi. Quick ga undali. You have to write. Then what you have to do is you have to directly keep the side headings 1, 2, 3 and address the question. How you have to address with subject specific words. Don't write in your own fashion. If you write in your own fashion, it won't get substance. So write with subject specific words, write with some quotations. Truth always triumphs. Satyameva jayate is being said in our Upanishads. So you can write it here. So that is what the usage of the quotation here is. So what I mean to say is, you might have read many things, but try to build up your answer from that thing. Don't read excess, limit yourself and expand your brain. Think more, then application will come. How you have to think? Read and analyze. Read and analyze. This should be the 1 hour duty for ethics that you are going to do for the next 40 days. So this is the framework. The third one is directly addressing the question. What are the options available? Directly write options 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the options that are available in my case. Second one is critically evaluate. What are the pros? What are the cons for every option? For every option you have to do. Next one, C. Third one is what is the best option that is available. So you have to write. To me, the best option here is, say for example, 1. Truth always triumphs. Why I said this best option is, I will substantiate. For example, even if I say lies and if it is going to be happy or make someone happy, but when the lies is known to the people, we lose trust. The moment we lose trust, people don't believe us for the next time. Trust is the most important thing for a civil servant, right? And as Gautam Buddha has said, 3 things cannot be hidden long: the sun, the moon and the truth. Hence, truth always has to come out at one place. Based on these people, I say that truth always triumphs, and irrespective of the circumstances, I will go with the truth. So look at the substantiations how I am adding. I am adding Gautam Buddha. I am adding something like how trust is important for public servants. This should be the way. So bring great people, write in their language. Don't write in your language. So as per me, I am thinking this, I am thinking this. No, you are immaterial there. Who is material there? Some great people. So now where you will get that great people? The question is where you will get that great people. Always, if you have been writing means you will be good at, I hope, some history aspects. Take history examples. You have some great people like Buddha, Vardhan Mahavira. You have someone like the so-called Ashoka, how he has renounced the violence after Kalinga battle. You have Shivaji. You have Bhakti movement saints. So whomever you remember. So this should be your work. So sixth one, like social reformers in the modern day history or the early modern history of India, like Raja Rammohan Rai, Kandukur Veerashlingam, whatever the list that you prepare. So these people in historical aspect, go for science and technology. There are some science reformers, APJ Abdul Kalam, who have shown integrity, like Vikram Sarabhai, DRDO head Homi Jahangir Baba, some Nobel laureates of India. So you have to be ready with them. Next, when you will call civil servants, right? Some civil servants like T.N. Seshan, S.R. Shankaran. Third one is somewhere like you can go for Moksha Gundam Vishveshwaraya. These people. Fourth one is Sridharan, and some good leaders who has led the movement like Varghese Kurian, like Ilabai Behen, like Muhammad Yusuf of Bangladesh, like Nelson Mandela, Abraham Lincoln, Churchill. You can write even this fellow who is showing resistance against Ukraine, right? That fellow Zelensky. Just like he reflected the guts that a country has to have, right? You can use these examples. This is the thing that you have to project. So again, remember some great personalities like Mother Teresa. Always these people has to be in our vision when you are writing about them. When you are writing this, Gandhiji, you should never forget. some great people who has done some good things for the society, like Warren Buffett, you can write. And day-to-day examples like Sonu Sood, who has given some aid during the times of, don't go into controversies, right? What is the aid that he has given during the times of crisis, right? Like TCS, like Infosys, who has extended their corporate responsibility during the times of COVID-19. So corporate ethics, this has to be used. So what do I mean to say? So you already you have read it. I have not said any name that you don't know. The only thing is sit silently and you have to think who are the people whom you know. Right? When it comes to professional ethics, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Sachin Tendulkar, that is what I said. If your strength is cricket, look after your cricket personalities. Right? So write about some persons like Steve Smith. Right? Whatever your capability is. If you are good at something like tennis, remember their names. If you are good at entertainment, remember the names of the people who have contributed. For example, Mr. Rajkumar, who has never consumed cigarettes during his career as a film actor. Why? He wanted to send that message. So this should be the examples. So what I say is, so these things has to be ready-made. You should not think by going into the examination hall, because this doesn't require much efforts. Just you have to take a rough paper or a plain paper and you have to write who are the people whom you know. Every day what you have to do this. So what I say, once you know this, you will come out with that philosophy. You will link it with them automatically. So answer writing for ethics is this. Answer writing for ethics is not writing, it is thinking more and more. The moment you get good at ethics, philosophical essay is going to be very, very easy. I'll come to that point of philosophical essay in a while. But answer writing for ethics is this. So what is the summary of today? Summary is simple. Case studies of ethics, 125 marks, how you will get. Questions are repetitive. Though the length of the paper is increasing, questions are repetitive. Be ready for that. What do I mean by that? What are the options that are available? How you will get? Look at the questions, you will get the options. Second one, what are the ethical dilemmas issued in the case? Ethical dilemmas are contradictory conflicts. If you look at the syllabus again, you will get it. Third one is what is the best option? Again, don't write from your perspective. Always you have to write from the perspective of your leaders. Fourth one is subject specific question. Subject specific question you will get once you are writing general studies. So these are the three things. But most important thing is finishing the case within 15 minutes. Not more than 1 minute should be given after that 15 minutes for any case, because every mark is important for us. How you'll get it? So I said some strategy. So for the next 40 days, dedicate 1 hour for ethics and do one thing. First, build up the reading practice. More you read, the more you'll come. Answer writing you can do after 2 days or 3 days when I say you. But for the next 2 days or 3 days, read as many questions as you can in this 1 hour. Second thing, what is the source? Source should be your syllabus and previous year questions, because you'll get subject specific words. That words you have to get repetitively. Just like these people, as you are writing, you have to write them repetitively. So that is the second thing. And framework for answer writing is this. Framework for answer writing is this. And most important thing that you have to remember while writing the answers of ethics is subject specific words from your syllabus, quotations. Quotations, if you are unable to remember big quotations, at least remember some small quotations and repeat them. And this will be very, very useful. Third aspect, quotations is very important. At every place we have to use. Third aspect that you have to follow is be with this framework. For any case study, the framework is simple. I'll start with quick analysis of the fact, that is precise writing of the comprehensive passage. The second one is stakeholders, whether they ask in the question or not. My approach is this. Third one is directly address 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't waste time, show it as quickly as you can. And always rely on dimensions of ethics. That is most important. You have to write it only from the dimensions of ethics. Don't give your things, your immaterial there. Write from the perspective of what the great leaders say, what the quotations say. This should be your answer writing. Right? Anywhere you are going to end with it, what is the best conclusion that you have? So this is about answer writing of ethics. So what is your work today as far as ethics paper is considered? Those who are writing means do one thing. take previous year questions. I'm going to share them, whatever I have substituted that, right? Whatever I have consolidated that, take a printout of it, read it. Read case studies, so that time will be reduced. And then write this framework. What is the framework that you are going to write in case studies? So this is important. We'll practice the questions in the upcoming days. In 10 days, I'll make sure that you'll get minimum 110 marks in essay ethics answer writing. Right? This is about this, guys. So this is about ethics. So let me go with philosophical essays for a while. Tomorrow I'll continue this case study. What I will bring tomorrow to you is, I will bring this one. What are the options that are available, or what are the options that you can use repeatedly for any case study, right? For this, I'll bring it. What are the options that you can bring? What is the best option? What is the ethical dilemmas in every, more or less, that will be the answers for any answer writing. So once you do that, the work is done. So today you are answer writing. From today, what we have to do in ethics slot is increasing the speed of the subject. Along with this, please read 30 minutes newspaper. If you are unable to read, watch my YouTube channel, where I am making this analysis of newspaper. Without newspaper, UPSC cannot be cracked. That is the most important thing. Now let me quickly go to the so-called ethics paper, philosophical essays. I asked you people, I should get 1 hour for ethics, 1 hour for essay writing every day, because essay writing you have the potential to get until 125 marks. Let me quickly go through this essay writing. Again, I will compare with some previous year questions of essay writing, and then you'll understand what exactly I am speaking about. Look, this is 2022 essay paper. One beauty that they have done is they are making this subject very tough day to day. Now, whatever the thing that UPSC thinks is tough, that has to be easy for us. That should be the strategy. Wherever they try to crush the student, if you are good at it, we'll be in. Now, what is the thing that they are doing? If you look at somewhere like a comparison that I did between 2014 to 2022, look at this 2014 paper. So from 2014, they started asking in 2 sections, more or less that will be continued even this time. So you have to write 2 essays, each with 125 marks. Without practice, if you are going, you'll get somewhere around 60 or 70. But you have the potential to get 130 marks in essay. You have to crack it with 130. That is the basic thing. And 110 should be the marks for ethics. If you are getting here 2 subjects, very easily you can score it. Section A and Section B, look at it. Section B, with great power comes great responsibility. In the growing level of competition, is the growing level of competition good for youth? Are the standardized tests for good measure for academic progress? Words are sharper than two-edged swords. Was it paralysis of the implementation that has hit our culture? Sting operations, 50 gold medal in Olympics, tourism. Now, what is the thing that you learn from this? I'm not asking you to know the answers. Understand the way in which UPSC is asking the questions. What is this thing? Look, out of these 8 questions, 3 questions are philosophical, or they are quotation based. Morality, speaking about morality. And the rest of the 5 questions, they are subjective. Subjective in the sense tourism is a subjective question. 50 gold medals, it is a subjective question. You should know about sports, then you can write about it. Sting operations, this is a subjective question of general studies. Privacy, right? Next one is, look at this. Standard test good measures. This is about education, a subjective question. The rest of the things is, with great power comes great responsibility. This is some ethical question, philosophical question. Words are sharper than two-edged swords, philosophical questions, right? So like this, when this subject was asked in 2014, there were subjective questions and philosophical questions were given very less, like this 5 to 3 ratio. Subject means general studies paper, that is what I mean to say. But look at 2022 paper. So they are changing it. I am not wasting the time by going through each and everything. So they are substantially changing. By 2017 or 18 paper, section A, they are entirely focusing on philosophical. Section B, they started giving something like subjective. But by 2022, look at this. Forests are the best case studies for economic excellence. Poets are the acknowledged legislators of the world. History is a series of victories won by the scientific man over the romantic man. A ship is harbor in safe, but it is not what it is made up of or made for. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. You cannot step twice in the same river water. A smile is the chosen vehicle for all the ambiguities. Just because you have a choice, it doesn't mean that any of them is right. Everything is philosophical here. Look at this. Philosophical. More or less, this is philosophical. This is philosophical. Look at now, philosophical essays out of 8, they're asking 6 to 7. Subjective questions has decreased to 2 to 1. Now, why UPSC is doing this? Because subjective questions, traditionally there is one concept while you are preparing for essay writing. Many students, what they do is, they will go with the old model. Maybe that is the non-upgradation of some institutes, right? Many of the institutes just prepare a student in basic essay writing, like prepare for local governance, prepare for education, prepare for some topics like economy, some topics like women issues, child issues, education issues, security issues. Like this, they will choose particular sections and they will ask you to prepare. So in order to break that intention and in order to test the originality of the candidates, UPSC is drifting essay paper from subjective to philosophical. Now, why philosophical essays requires a first-hand experience, or why it reflects your originality? The reason is simple. All these questions, whatever you do, they will not be prepared beforehand. So whenever you try to answer them, you have to answer them from your residual brains. There comes your critical analysis. You'll understand what exactly your mind is going through and you'll write exactly the same thing. You'll not reproduce from where you have read, but you try to make the answers from what you have learned. So that is the reason UPSC is testing to this extent as far as essay writing is considered. Now, one best thing that you have to know is many people feel essay writing of philosophical topics is very, very difficult. But among all the essays, philosophical essays is the easiest one to write because there will be no ready-made answers. Our scope of writing will be very huge. Scope of answer writing is very huge. For example, if they ask, what is the success of grassroots level democracy in the country? You have to have a set of framework to write that answer. Success of grassroots level democracy. 4 or 5 topics you will have like empowerment of women, decentralization of democracy, or grassroots level democracy. Next, village level administration. Gandhiji's philosophy of self-governance has been sustained, and then these things you can write. Devaluation of powers. More than 5 or 6 you cannot get beyond a particular target. But philosophical essays, you have wide scope to write. The only thing is where you have to limit. That is the thing that you have to understand. So definitely those who are writing mains this year or the next year, one thing I can assure you is UPSC is going to continue the same pattern of asking the questions in philosophy again in the similar manner that they are asking. So philosophical essays will be there continuously. Now what we have to do or how to address them. Philosophical essays. Philosophical essays should be addressed with a framework. Again, I say you have to go with a framework. What is that framework? For any essay, first, let's look at for any essay, what is the framework? The first framework that you should have is, just like your answer writing, essay goes with a model. You should have some introduction. You should have some connecting paragraph. You should have body, and then you should have conclusion. In the body of essay, you will give thesis statement or the statement corroborating the topic. You will give antithesis, and you will again counter this antithesis, and you will bring back the argument in line with thesis, and then you will go for conclusion, which will be in line with introduction. So you are completing a complete cycle. That is called art of essay writing. What are all this? Thesis, antithesis, introduction, connecting paragraph. Look at my essay writing video. I have made a series of videos, small videos to understand you. So just look at that small videos. It will be not more than for 7 to 8 minutes. There are 7 videos like this. Quickly glance them. You'll understand how to write the essay. Now the thing is, the philosophical essays or whatever the essays is, when they ask an essay, what we have to focus on? You have to focus on a set of questions. You have to ask yourself certain set of questions on the topic. What do I mean? What exactly is the topic about? What they are speaking? And how the topic is related? Where I can link the topic? From when or which time space can I write it? Whom I have to address? So like this, there will be 5W plus 1H, right? For every topic, you have to go with this 5W plus 1H way of thinking. What do I mean by that? Have a look at it. Take anything. A smile is the chosen vehicle for all ambiguities. A smile is the chosen vehicle for all the ambiguities. And then, just like your ethics, philosophical essays are not about reading. It is about thinking more and more, thinking various dimensions. Now, when I say this topic, a smile is the chosen vehicle for all ambiguities, or take for that sake any essay. Let me start with this. A smile is the chosen vehicle for all ambiguities. Now, what our brain should think is the statement that they have given is correct or not? The first thing is this. A smile is the chosen vehicle for all ambiguities. If you think, yes, maximum in 80% of the cases, because philosophy cannot be 100% correct. This is not mathematics. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. No, that is mathematics. But in subjective, you have 50-50 or 60-40. So a smile is the chosen vehicle for all ambiguities. Yes, in 80% of the cases. No, in 20%. Our brain will say this. So first thing that you have to do is whether this statement is correct or not. A smile is chosen vehicle for all ambiguities. Yes and no. If yes, what are the cases in which it is yes? What are the cases in which it is no? That you have to think. This is one set of thinking. Now, in order to remember what are the cases where it is yes and no, what you have to analyze is you have to analyze the words. Smile is chosen vehicle for all ambiguities. So they have given 2 keywords, ambiguities. So you should know in order to write what are the cases, because our brain will be struck. Anyone can answer this yes or no, because see, if you look at the question, all of us can tell a smile is chosen vehicle for all ambiguities. Yes, in some circumstances. No, in some circumstances. If I ask you what are the cases? Cases is, say, whenever we are fighting with someone, if you are going with a smiley face, then that makes the issue to be settled. Hence, smile is chosen vehicle for all ambiguities. Nonetheless, no is, say for example, there is one movie, Samantha versus Nitin, right? So Samantha will go to one burial place and she will be laughing there, right? One old woman was killed or she passed away and she will be laughing. A smile is not a chosen vehicle for all ambiguities. There people are crying, but if you are smiling, that will send a wrong message. So these are the examples. The question that